I'm sitting here listening to Jay Dunn and Omar Asif, and taking notes. But I wanted to take a moment to digest some things that I've been learning. So let's dive in. Traders, man, this thing is hard. Never think you have it figured out. That's setting up for disaster. One of the things that I wanted to discuss is a common trading error, and an error that I made a couple times in the past 2 weeks, which is ignoring a trigger. So a trigger is your system tells you that there's your exit trigger, get out. And it might also tell you there's your long trigger, get in, right? There's your cover and go long. Or there's your sell and go short trigger, right? Or just end the trade. So I have a problem with missing triggers. We're going to talk about all the different kinds of missing triggers. It's a common problem, so let's talk about it. Why am I chewing gum while I'm doing this video? Well, it's athletic gum, it's to strengthen my jaw. And nobody really watches these videos anyways. I don't really care. I feel like this jaw kind of looks different. Is this my good jaw? It's just the lighting, huh? So the first reason to miss a trigger, and I think this one is the most forgivable, is just you didn't recognize the pattern, you didn't see it. That will happen sometimes, and it's forgivable. It wasn't obvious until retrospect. That's just more chart time, pattern recognition, not just watching charts, but back testing and saying this is a trigger, etc. Reviewing your system. Okay? That is one of the things. Actually, probably the most forgivable. What's unforgivable, and this is what, well, it's forgivable, but it's not good. One of the common ways that I miss a trigger that really hurts me. Oops. Gotta go get some sunshine here. Get some more sunshine for the day. Is this commonly happens to me if I'm in a trade and I'm attached to the trade and it hasn't ran as far as I want. This happened twice to me in the past couple of weeks. I had a Bitcoin trade, $1,000 risk. It's ran up now about $2,000 in profit, and it's giving me an exit trigger. And I don't want to take the 2,000. I have it in my mind. It's going to be a big swing trade. It's going to run for 5R, 5,000, 10R. I don't want the 2 bar. And I'm attached to this idea. But the daily, we swept the low. We closed over. That's got to be exit, man. Like, if there's a breakdown, you could get in tomorrow on the breakdown. But that's an exit. Why did I ignore that trigger? Twice. I did it twice. I'm going to say last Wednesday and yesterday, Tuesday. The 2 times Bitcoin swept the lows. Well, not wanting a trade to end, being attached to a trade, that's a common one for me. Where if I was flat, it'd be like, that's a long for sure. But since I'm in a short, and I'm attached to the short, well, it'd be a trigger, but the diagonal, I think it might break down. I have a short bias for X and Y reason is narrative. Well, the daily swept the low and closed back in. That is a get out, at the least. And then you can think about going long. And I missed a couple good long trades by doing that. Because not only did I hang on to the short, which instead of being a win comes around, stops me out, I missed out on the long too. Why? Because I'm attached to, I get attached to trades and I think about what the P&L should be or could be. I have this target in mind. What's the solution to that? Well, one thing, it's almost better to not even have a target. You have an idea of a target, but you just close on a trigger. The trigger comes or the trigger doesn't come. You get the trigger, you exit. You might have a target in mind, but again, price may or may not go there. So that's a big one. Another one. So the first one is you don't recognize the trigger. That can happen. More practice. That's the one that requires more technical trading. And second is being attached to a trade that you're in and not wanting it to end because you want it to run for more. Greed, I guess. And I think part of the solution to that is just the pain of losing. Not every trade's going to be a home run. It needs to be a home run, right? So, the third one is ignoring a trigger because you took a couple losses and you're scared to take another loss. Well, I lost the last time. Or, yeah, I don't want to trade because now I want to paper trade or take the day off or whatever. This is fine, but because at least you're not losing, but if your edge is presented, you should take that. And this is something that happens to me too, where maybe I miss a trigger because I'm greedy, I'm attached to my trade, I don't pivot. Next time it comes around, well, I took a loss, I don't want to take another loss. Well, let me paper trade it. I paper trade it. Of course it's in profit this time, I'm following my system. And the next time I live trade, maybe I don't take that exit trigger again. Well, what's the solution? Well, a lot of the solution is just experience. This thing, only one is about, like there's probably more, but I see three main reasons why we would fail to exit or fail to take a trigger when we're supposed to. Technical fear and greed. There's other problems. One of them is doing something when there's no trigger, but not acting on a trigger is a big problem. And it's something that takes experience because, again, the first one is about chart time. But most of the time it's going to be fear and greed. You know what you should do, but you don't for emotional reasons. And I think it just takes a tremendous amount of experience, pain of loss, and some success when you do the right thing. And it's hard to do, so yeah, I'm looking back and I need to make that part of my, I need to be better on that because I had two winners turn into losers. And they didn't abruptly turn into losers. They gave me exit signals. And I missed pivot trades and I missed re-entries. So, yeah, that's one area I need to be better, and a topic of consideration for you. So, much love and peace.